Buddha monks in the trunk. Turn the bass up. Hello, boys and girls. You're listening and watching Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. It's just the Peter by himself edition of Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. Jake is out of town this week, and I thought I actually had some people lined up to join me, but it seems that I'm doing it alone. Maybe, people had other shit to do, I guess. So, check this shit out. The show must go on. I'm going to. Hey, yeah, by the way, I'm doing a video of this. So, if you're listening on SoundCloud or on Stitcher, you can actually stop by pjtwcentral.com and you can actually watch the YouTube from the website. Alright? So, this is going straight up to PJTW Central via YouTube. PJTWcentral.com via YouTube. And then you will have the options below if you don't want to watch the video, if you're online and you just want to listen to just the audio. So check this shit out. This is going to be kind of an extended version of the Raw recap. I do the Raw recap. It's just me in front of you guys talking about what happened that night. Being that this is more of a review, I'm going to talk more, I guess, before we would just have like the conversation. Now it's just going to be like telling you how I actually feel going into this week's Raw from Atlanta, and then I'm going to give you my predictions for Battleground, because this week is from Atlanta. It's the go home show, and you know what? It was actually pretty decent. Now, we had the opening segment with, Brock and Heyman and Rollins and Kane, but I'll get back to that. I'm gonna go through the card and who was actually wrestling. You had Ryback and Randy Orton versus Big Show and Sheamus, with Miz on commentary. You had a Bray Wyatt segment. It looked like he was coming out for a fight, but he was ambushed by Reigns. You had the Bellas in the ring with Alicia Fox talking a bunch of shit until the NXT girls show up. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Sasha Banks, along with Tamina and Naomi. The New Day versus Primetime Players and Mark Henry. You had all three of them. And Mark Henry joined the Primetime Players. You had Truth versus Barrett. You had the Cena Open Challenge that turned into a Rusev versus Kevin Owens versus Cesaro triple threat match. You had Justice shit. And then, which ended up being Rusev and Cena, you had Lita introducing the Tough Enough contestants. You had a Stardust versus Neville match, and then you had the contract signing. So, action-packed, actually. As you can tell, a lot of matches that filled in a 3-hour episode. And this was the go-home show because this Sunday is WWE Battleground. I wasn't excited at first at all. Now, my level has probably gone from 1 to 10, has probably gone from a 1 to a 4.5. For one reason, because I feel like this Battleground, now the biggest problem here is how many of these matches are actually going to be duplicated on the SummerSlam pay-per-view, which will be only 2 weeks after the Battleground pay-per-view. So that's one thing where it's like, are they going to give their all to these matches? Are these matches going to be clean finishes? Are these matches going to be DQs? Are they going to be like bum finishes? Who knows? You never know when the when the pay-per-views are that close together. We just went through that just recently with 3 pay-per-views back to back within 6 weeks. So I mean, it was pretty action-packed between those weeks. But say going into SummerSlam, which is basically their summer version of WrestleMania, this needs to be a big card, and Battleground shouldn't even be here. They should develop the stories more to go into SummerSlam, but we're left with this. So I'm going to go over what happened here. So you got Brock and Heyman, and he comes out and spits like a ridiculous promo for Brock Lesnar. He even speaks. He's like, "I'll take you to Suplex City tonight, bitch." But you see this Rollins. And one of my biggest problems with what they've been doing with Rollins recently is he's been looking like a fucking dope. Like I don't like my champion being as much as a crybaby weasel as he is. I don't like how he's kind of like the idea of him chasing Brock. He has the belt. Why is he calling out and chasing Brock? Why should he be intimidated by Brock? Brock is coming for the belt, but why should he go after Brock? Brock should be going after him because he wants the belt. So it's been kind of devious between, say, the relationship, say, with J&J and with Kane and with Triple H. He lacks substance in his promos. It's like and then he doesn't have a finisher. So a lot of what's been happening with Rollins as champ has actually reflected the ratings for Raw, because Raw hasn't really been doing that great. And within the last 5 weeks, it's got its lowest mark, like lowest rating. And that has a lot to do with the fact that the champion, seriously, the champion. I understand, and I have my whole beef with the whole idea of there's no momentum given to all the wrestlers, that they want the Shield to be in front. They want the WWE live event. They want the WWE, Raw, SmackDown. They don't want you to come see Ryback or Rollins, or the only person they would want you to come see is Cena, because he's established, he's a company guy, he ain't going nowhere. But everyone else that's well deserved of a good storyline and a push, i.e. Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, Cesaro, those guys, Naomi, they are not going to get that push. And it reflects in their ratings because, say, the casual wrestling fan who will tune in to Raw and won't watch like ROH and Lucha Underground and so on and so forth, they want something to fucking believe in. But there's nothing. There's nobody to get behind and believe in. And I feel like Seth Rollins right now is falling victim to this bullshit. Now, I was mad that Brock was getting beat up and stuff, which happens. You might as well just talk about it in the end, too. They do the contract signing, and fucking Rollins all of a sudden is going under the table for something. And he's going after a fucking axe handle. It's like, what the fuck are you... What the fuck? Really? I really thought after last week's debacle of that bullshit, they wouldn't bring it back, but fucking sure enough, they brought that shit back. And it resulted in, at first, Brock Lesnar going after Rollins and Kane, but then the numbers games took over and shit, right? Then Brock Lesnar ended up turning the momentum around, and he ends up standing tall. As a result, Rollins hauling ass, leaving Kane to have, quote unquote, his shin demolished in between the stairs. And it's like, he comes back, Rollins comes back, and he fucking throws a tantrum. And then he basically shits on Kane, and he kicks Kane in the fucking shin. That was hit. And he storms off. And that's how the episode ends. And again, I swear to God, I swear to fucking God, again, Rollins, between Rollins, the Divas division, and the fucking tag team is about to get in that box if I couldn't give a fuck. Because Rollins, again, he's not being a good champion right now, and I know he's not going to lose at fucking Battleground, but still, man, there got to be someone else that they can find to put that motherfucking belt on and get it away from Rollins and let him develop more as a character on his own without the belt and get back to the level of championship, like contendership, because this Seth Rollins to me is not working at all. Ryback versus Randy Orton. No, Ryback, Randy Orton versus Big Show and Sheamus with Miz on commentary. And Ryback ends up winning with the big splash. Now, granted, the Battleground matchups in this is Big Show versus Ryback versus Miz in a triple threat for the IC belt. Randy Orton versus Sheamus in a revenge match. But we've seen that a billion times. And each time I get sleepier and sleepier and sleepier. Now, Ryback versus Big Show versus The Miz has a lot of potential. Because you know what? Out of all the storylines, I mean, my only beef with the whole Ryback Big Show Miz thing is that The Miz is the only heel in this whole thing. Because he's taking Big Show's heel heat. Because he's the annoying one. He's the one put in a position to want to see get beat up. I don't want to see Ryback so much beat the Big Show. He kicked his ass and backstage like 3 weeks ago. He kicked his ass. So, alright, he didn't pin him. He lifted his ass up for a shell shock. Okay. The payoff is gone. So right now, we're looking at what's going to happen with The Miz. And Ryback right now is being aligned with last Thursday with Roman Reigns, who's a darling of the company right now. They're just waiting for the opportunity to give him that push to get to the World Heavyweight Championship, because last year's it was just a failed. I mean, WrestleMania was a great match, but it was a failed attempt to get who they want to the championship belt. But he aligned with Ryback. This week he aligned with Randy Orton, a guy who is WWE blood, and it seems like they're going to do something with him. The whole Goldberg chants have left. It seems that everyone is getting behind Ryback to be the next star. He has the look. He's alright in the ring. I mean, you can't get mad at that. They still need to position him to be either a monster or someone who's very tough. And they haven't really been able to pull it off. He's very funny. I like how he's very funny. You ever seen him at a house show? He's probably be the most entertaining person on the card. But as for what they really want to do with him, they still haven't made up their mind. But they have made up in their mind that they want to actually do something with him. Until they fuck it up, obviously, of course. But we'll see. Again, this match, it wasn't that bad. It went 2 segments. Segments. It went to commercials. There was a commercial break. It came back, and Ryback wins with the big splash, which is his new move. It seems. It looks decent. It looks interesting, to say the least, but it's no shell shock. I don't see, you got people kicking out of all types of shit all the time. I don't see how this big splash, he's not that big, that people will kick out of this. So the Bray Wyatt feud with Reigns, I'm not a big fan of. I think it's very tongue-in-cheek, because you got Bray Wyatt, who's upset with Roman Reigns because Reigns denied Bray Wyatt's chance of being in the Money in the Bank ladder match a month ago. He denied him by beating him in a stip that if Bray Wyatt and I think 3 other people, if they defeated him, that they would take his spot. And Bray Wyatt actually still holds this grudge, held the grudge enough to interfere in the Money in the Bank ladder match, resulting in him pushing Reigns off the ladder as he was about to win. And what's been happening is they've been going back and forth with Bray. They first went for the whole thing where he's sort of stalking his daughter. Now it's the whole like him sort of playing mind tricks and anybody but you kind of thing, like playing off, say, the WWE Universe and how we felt about Roman Reigns winning the World Championship. And it hasn't been that great, again, to me. I guess some people have been enjoying it, but I haven't at all. And it's resulting in their Battleground match. Now, I think it will be a good match. They both hit hard. I think Bray Wyatt will probably carry the wrestling load during this. But what happens on Raw is that it seems that Bray Wyatt has a match, and then he's just straight up ambushed by Reigns, which results in when Reigns throws him out the ring, the lantern that Bray Wyatt brings with him, he hit him in the damn head. He hit Reigns in the fucking head. I was like, ouch, that had to hurt. And that was that segment. Again, this starts from beating Bray Wyatt in the stip that he was going to take his Money in the Bank spot. He didn't get the chance because he lost. Another guy, Bray Wyatt, who, deserves a push, but, he can't win the big matches. I don't see him. My predictions will be next, all right? It will be after everything. But it's what it was. The crowd popped for Reigns. Okay, so my biggest concern over what's in my I don't give a shit box, really, is what's happening with the Divas division. And the Divas division has basically been held captive by Nikki Bella and her goal to beat WWE's goal to beat AJ Lee's title reign record. Since AJ Lee left the company along with CM Punk, her husband, the Bellas and Nikki Bella holding the belt have basically run through the entire Divas division. And anyone in her way that held a lot of potential, Paige, Naomi, they all been crushed several times in a very heelish fashion from a group of girls, the Bellas that is, who perform as heels but get regarded as faces. And any and everyone who I've talked to about this have been all saying the same thing. Bring up the NXT girls, bring up the NXT girls, bring up the NXT girls. And I'm like, no, do not bring up the NXT girls during this fucking Hurricane Bella's fucking thing, right? No, because any and everybody in their path to meet the goal of beating AJ Lee's record for holding that belt for the longest time is all going to fall victim to this, okay? Now, we got this fucking thing right here because Alicia Fox is joining him. She's like, if I can't beat him, I'm joining. So she's like the black fucking Bella and shit, right? They show up in the ring during this segment, and they're basically talking shit. We're on top. We're the best. Stephanie McMahon comes out, right? And she fucking just berates all 3 of them as if a male wrestler's in there, which is pretty weird because Stephanie, the reason the Bellas even have the belt is because of Stephanie. So I don't know where relations went wrong between them. For her to step up and like just be like, fuck you, eat a dick. But she steps out there and she introduces Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte Flair. What I found weird is that she's aligning herself with these girls as if she's responsible for finding them. Now I can understand the whole like Divas division, female wrestlers, the female part of the show, and that Stephanie McMahon being a female, the most powerful female in wrestling, to sort of align herself and to say, feel that she's responsible for this. I understand the alignment, it's fine. I mean, we all know it's Triple H. So don't need to bitch and moan about that. But this segment itself had nothing to do with the NXT chicks. This had way more to do with Stephanie McMahon. So you got Lynch, and you got Charlotte coming out, right? To align, to basically, who did they align? Yeah, they basically align forces, and then Naomi and Tamina comes out, and then Stephanie's like, well, here's Sasha Banks. They come out, and they all just sort of, I'm trying to think of, because there was 9 girls out there. I'm trying to think who oh yeah, so, any fucking way, I don't care. They get in there, and it's a brawl, and it's a pretty good segment. Once you think about it, it's a great fucking segment. But it's all overshadowed by Stephanie McMahon. The fact that it's all the camera was on her the whole time. She was the only one that really got to talk other than Naomi. And again, they aligned Sasha Banks with Naomi and Tamina. So when all shit breaks loose, they basically are kicking each other asses, which result where all 3 NXT girls are in the ring at the same time doing their submission hold. The big statement by Sasha Banks into the crossface, Becky Lynch with the arm breaker, and Charlotte Flair with the figure 8. And they sat there for a couple of seconds in those holds as the Bellas and Fox are tapping out. And then you know, Sasha and Sasha Banks, Tamina and Naomi break that up, and then they stand in the ring together, and they're looking at each other like, what? The Bellas and Fox, they haul ass, and then it all comes back to Stephanie McMahon with a big grin on her face. They should not have put all 3 of these girls out at once. They should all bring them in individually if that was the case. So not only are all 3 of these girls, in my eyes, all 3 of these fucking girls are in the path of Hurricane Bella, Nikki Bella, they're also overshadowed by the fact that Stephanie McMahon is a fucking egomaniac. They could have done this differently. They could have done this completely differently. Now, granted, it was great for them. But you know what? This is no different than Nexus. This is about like 3 girls coming out, and now they gotta share fucking that small amount of time given to the Divas division. And then they gotta go through fucking the Bella twins to get any kind of a recognition and attention. Paige. That was the 3rd girl, Paige. But anyway, like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is going to be a failed experiment. This is going to be a failed experiment, people. Failed experiment. Because the WWE is so fucking greedy right now, and they don't want anybody. I digress. Whatever. What the fuck ever. I'm not going to sit back and say I told you so. When all y'all begging for all this shit to happen, they shoved it down your throat now it's right in your face. And I've been saying that just wait out another 20 days. Just wait it out. After SummerSlam, have something going in the Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble or something. But not now. And then piece by fucking piece. Now, if you watch NXT, you're pissed off. Now, depending on what we hear in wrestling news of, you know, those 3 girls, Charlotte, Lynch, and Banks, all getting main roster contracts. All now? Oh, NXT is a wrap. when it comes to the Divas division. I mean, for now at least, until they build up some new girls, um, who they get? Who the fuck do they got to replace those three? I mean, they're a big hunk of the NXT roster themselves. Don't even have guys that can replace the presence of those three. You know, and Bayley, oh man, when Bayley comes up, it's going to be depleted. So, I'm not going to say I told you so when y'all start complaining about how this shit is going to be handled with those three NXT girls. Kudos for them. Great job. But I'm telling you, this is not going to end pretty. This whole process is going to suck. You got the New Day, all three guys, Big E, Kofi, and Wood going up against Primetime Players and Mark Henry. Now, Mark Henry just a week ago was a heel. Now he's being aligned with the baby faces. Fuck how you're handling Mark Henry. Straight up. You're handling Mark Henry like a fucking herb. He's better than this. He's better than this. I'll tell you that much. Primetime Players need to get up off those belts. Anyway, it's in Wood's hometown. Xavier Wood is from Atlanta. They started shooting on how the place shut down during snow and how the Atlanta Hawks fucking were the number one team in the NBA and then, well, in the Eastern Conference and made it to the playoffs and how they got put out, but everyone kept like a positive attitude. To make a long story short, because this wasn't that good of a match, Mark Henry, of all people, get the pin with the World's Strongest Slam on Xavier Wood. Now, why Mark Henry is getting this pin on anybody is beyond me, because Battleground is the rematch for the tag team championships against New Day and Primetime Players. Now, maybe Titus O'Neil could have got the pin. You know, maybe the other guy could have got the pin. Or hell, the New Day could have won. But to put the equation of Mark Henry as getting the pin and the victor with nothing for him on Battleground is absolutely nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. And going into Battleground, because this doesn't advance the storyline between the New Day and Primetime Players. It just doesn't. And now, okay, we get it. It's up in the air of who might win. I know who I want to win, and I know who a lot of people want to fucking win. And that's the New Day. Because they're probably the most entertaining thing that's on Raw right now. Now that they snatched Dean Ambrose, who wasn't even on the fucking show this week. The most entertaining thing on the show, and they're getting treated like fucking herbs. It's just ridiculous. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Just give the belt to the New Day and have the return of the Usos, they can have a fucking sick feud, okay? Like, make that happen. Get the Primetime Players the fuck up out of there. Dismantle them. Give Titus O'Neil a heel push or face push. Don't matter. Just give them something. Give him something. This whole Primetime Players no substance face shit is just stupid. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of any wrestling fan's time. Alright? And the New Day still get their heat. Getting treated like chumps. And Mark Henry, please do something with him worthwhile. He's better than this bullshit. R-Truth beats King Barrett. They have the opening spot on the Battleground. They had the opening pre-show match. And I know I always miss the pre-show matches, but I'm gonna make it a point to miss this bullshit again. Cause I don't like watching R-Truth act like a fucking jigaboo. I just can't stand it. I can't fucking stand it. It's horrible. It's probably the worst wrestling gimmick of all time. The shucking and jiving, jigaboo, rapping motherfucker that acts like fucking Bojangles. Like, I just can't do it. I can't fucking do it. Because I can't. And R-Truth, King Barrett, a guy who has a lot of potential to be like a solid fucking heel. I can see the WWE Championship around his waist before I see it around Rollins as a fucking heel. Because he's a true heel. English accent, physique, attitude. He knows how to talk. He has every fucking credential that is to be a fucking solid heel. He's big as fuck. And he's dealing with this fucking bullshit R-Truth crap. I sound like I'm so mad. I am mad. I'm mad at this shit. King Barrett deserves better. R-Truth needs to change his shit up. And again, fuck this entire feud. I can't wait till Barrett moves on to either something better or just get him off the TV because he's a waste of talent. Put him on Lucha Underground. I see him as just a badass on Lucha Underground. Like straight up. Lucha Underground all day. But we're still waiting to see if they get a second season. But if he can't do it there, take your ass to Japan, man. I cannot wait till King Barrett, Wade Barrett, I cannot wait till his contract runs up. I can't wait. He's the one guy on that roster. Fucked off. If there was one guy who I couldn't wait, young guy who has a lot of potential, I can't wait till his contract comes up and we start really dissecting this shit, is Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett has way more to offer than Dolph Ziggler. Period. As a heel. So, we'll see. I talked too much about this. So, the Cena Open Challenge. He comes out. He wants to, the Open Challenge. And we all know what this is going to end up being. I knew then and there was not going to be like an actual guy coming out the curtain that we hadn't seen already. But, what is it? What the fuck happens? Yeah. Rusev comes out. Kevin Owens comes out. And then Cesaro comes out. And which results in Owens and Cesaro cracking jokes on each other. That was pretty entertaining. And it's this amazing fucking triple threat that could have been a feud match on fucking WrestleMania. It lasts forever. And it's fucking just action and action. Big spots. Like, everyone's kicking ass. Even though it's the Cesaro show. It is the Cesaro show. He fucking puts on... He's just leaving a match last week from John Cena that was pretty fucking amazing. Now he gets into this motherfucker. And he steals the show. He really, just straight up steals the show. Kevin Owens steps off because he's getting his ass whooped. He steps off. He's like, fuck this. I'm out. So it becomes like Rusev and Cesaro. And the both of them are just tearing up the place. I mean, this is so fresh. I mean, you got Owens in the same ring. You got Cesaro in the same... You got Owens in the same ring with Rusev and Cesaro. We've never seen this. I mean, we've never seen Owens with Rusev. In itself looks like a pretty dynamic feud. If you turn Rusev face, you got Cesaro in the ring with Owens. And it's like, wow, that's pretty fucking refreshing. Right? Okay. So the winner of this, because they all lobbied to face John Cena. The winner of this faces John Cena for the U.S. Championship, for the Open. And Rusev wins. He beats Cesaro with a quick kick to the sternum. It's pretty, I was just like, whoa, you don't want to get hit in the sternum. And good kick. So he faces John Cena. And by the way, I lost my bet. I said last week that Cesaro wasn't even going to be on the show. And there he is. So I owe Jake a tall boy. And Rusev is worn the fuck out. That was like 30 minutes of just crazy wrestling. And Cena walks in. And hey, by the way, Cena on commentary, fucking shut up. You sound like you sound like you're on the Patriots, you know? Just guys who just won't give you nothing. Just like these cardboard things. All three contenders are really good. I'm looking forward to facing one of them and either blah, 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 blah. Yes, they're fine. They're fine athletes. I can't wait to face them. Shut the fuck up with that shit, man. You're better off not even being on commentary if we gotta hear that crap. Some Tom Brady fucking like shit, man. Like, we don't want to hear that shit, that pandering nothing garbage that nobody can really talk about. You're not giving any hot points or nothing. Shut up. Well, anyway, he gets into the fucking ring on a Rusev who's just like worn the fuck out. Now you got heel Rusev who's worn the fuck out. You got face John Cena who's about to pick the bones of a guy who just gave the crowd was one part of three guys who gave an amazing fucking match. And Cena goes in there all cocky and shit, and I'm sitting back, man, this is the perfect opportunity. Well, this is double turn material here. And even though John Cena, in theory, is face, but like, really, he's a heel. And they always want to fuck with you. These guys, now the WWE guys, they're idiots. But they're not idiots. They know what the fuck's going on here. They always fuck with us with this whole John Cena heel crap. Like, you know, like this thing. And this was like this is one of those golden moments where it's like, holy shit. Cena's about to heel it up. Now, he's fucking taking advantage of Rusev the entire time, bouncing around. He's got energy. He has all this spunk. And he's kind of toying with Rusev. Who the fuck does that as a face? Especially at a guy who just gave his heart and soul to a match that just won the crowd over ridiculously. Rusev finally gets a momentum shift when I think John Cena is like, he puts him up in the AA, he gets out and reverses it into a fucking accolade. And just as he gets him in that fucking accolade, and Cena is about to tap again. Last week he's about to fucking tap to Cesaro. And I think 2 weeks prior, or 3 weeks, he almost loses to Neville. Guess who shows up? Kevin Owens. And his whole thing is, no one's going to win that belt but me. Because he's a desperate fool. They made Kevin Owens into a fucking desperate idiot. And it fucking sucks. He should not be behaving this way. He should be a badass, even more so that he lost the NXT belt. Not so much. And play it off, I ain't want that fucking belt in the first place. Fuck that belt. Fuck NXT. I'm playing with the big boys right now. And Cena, I'm coming for that ass. They're like, oh, I need that belt. I need it. Why do you need it so fucking much? Why do you need it so much, Owens? Please, someone tell me when the whole idea of Kevin Owens is having to be desperate for the belt. They all want the belt. We get it. They all want to be contenders for the belt. They want it for the prestige. But it seems that Kevin Owens is being scripted and booked without any real purpose of explaining why he's desperate for the belt. To be that fucking desperate, you gotta at least give us a reason to give in to why you're so fucking desperate for the belt. To take it away from John Cena, not good enough. To take away what John Cena means so much to John. You know what John Cena, that's a toy to him. The WWE belt, the WWE Heavyweight Championship is what John Cena cares about. Performing what he cares about. You want to really fuck up Cena, Kevin Owens? Then you fuck up his leg. You take him out of commission. You take him out of commission to never step foot in a WWE ring again. Not taking a U.S. championship from him. What the fuck kind of crap is that from a belt that ain't meant shit since Cena had it? And now if it does leave him, it's not going to mean shit again. So Kevin Owens, everyone's all like, oh, Kevin Owens this. He's a WWE employee, man. He's going to fucking bite the dust just like the rest of them. Another thing that pissed me off, John Cena sucks chance. Let's go Cena sucks chance going on during the triple threat. Atlanta, you're a bunch of fucking idiots. Oh God. Lita introduces the Tough Enough contestants. I haven't seen a single Tough Enough this season. Alright? I never will. It's starting to suck. Word is getting back to USA. They're giving them heat because, God damn it, it wasn't like the one prior. It wasn't like Stone Cold. It's like a fucking game show. You know? Put that shit on the game show network. You want some crap like that. Right? Really? And all this was just to basically get Lita out there for her to get her cheap pop. Stardust package, I fucking disagree what they're doing with Stardust. His dad just died. You're sitting on a golden opportunity to turn this guy into somebody who's gonna fucking kick ass. But you know what? The WWE again said fuck momentum, fuck anybody. They're not giving Stardust no goddamn push. They're not giving Cody Rhodes no fucking push. Not when you got Finn Balor in the fucking weights, who's basically the same guy, the same look damn near. Why? I don't get it. So you're gonna get this match, right? With Neville, a guy who looks like had momentum. Okay, it was a house show. I get it. He loses to Jericho. The house show was televised, but we still saw it. Now he loses to Stardust, and this is supposed to be Stardust post Dusty Death push to beat Neville as Stardust. The fuck? Don't care. And he wins with a handful of tights. Get him out of that fucking Stardust gimmick. It's done. When it was Goldust and Stardust, great. Now just Stardust, no. I was in love with this character. In love with this character because I like Cody Rhodes. But this is a waste of everyone's time. Now we're going to be bitter that he's not getting the proper treatment after his father's death. Now they're trying to play between the two, try to blur the lines a little bit, but it's not working. No, we would much rather seen a thing where he gets in the ring, cuts a promo, wipes the fucking shit off his face, strips off his fucking Stardust uniform. It's like, yo, I'm back. I'm Cody. I'm coming to kick some ass. Nope. And even more fucked up, when Stardust gets the pin, whoever's in the doing the production, the music, hits Neville's music first. Idiot. Contract signing. Oh, I already did that. We already fucking been there. All right. Now, this show was good. It was good. It's one thing for the show and the content, but it's the context that fucking fucks me up. So I'm sitting here yelling and screaming during this whole video, through this whole fucking audio, and you feel my pain, right? You feel me. You see where I'm going. And maybe you see differently. Maybe you think differently. Especially about the whole Divas thing. I guarantee you, I'm going to have more heat about the idea of the Divas than anything. It was a dumb idea to do it this way. It was great for the crowd. It was great for the content. But it was a bad idea for the long run. So, right now, I'm going to give you my Battleground predictions. Alright? And I'm going to run through this shit quick. R-Truth versus King Barrett. And it's for the crown. It's actually for the fucking crown. I thought, I had an inclination that was going to happen, but I guess they're going with it. They're not doing anything with King Barrett. They're not going to, you know what? R-Truth winning this. And they're going to make that fucking, after this, there'll never be another King in the ring. Right? All I'm saying. My prediction is R-Truth is winning this. He's going to be King What's Up Your Ass. And once they're done with it, and whatever, once they're done with what they're going to do with R-Truth and the King in the Ring, they're never bringing it back. Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt, which is a fucking no-brainer. Bray Wyatt is not winning this fucking thing. Roman Reigns is going to win. Roman Reigns is going to win. This is not going to carry over to SummerSlam. Not at all. Because Bray Wyatt is just like, whatever. He's whatever to that company. If they wanted to fucking do something with him, they would have had him either beat Undertaker, or they would have actually had him beat Cena once, maybe. They would have done something. They would have done something. The big matches? Sorry. Not happening. Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins versus Brock. What? Yes, whatever. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. Seth Rollins is going to win because the belt has to still be on TV. With Brock Lesnar, he doesn't have too much time. Seth Rollins is going to keep that belt, and it's going to be a screwy finish, and which probably will take you over to SummerSlam. But Seth Rollins will retain that belt. Ryback versus Big Show versus Miz. I see Ryback winning. He has good momentum right now. There's no reason really to take that fucking Intercontinental belt off him. I think the payoff will be Big Show turning face, and he will face The Miz because The Miz is actually going to be the pest. And The Miz is a heel. Big Show is going to turn, and he's going to align with Ryback to take out Miz. And then who gets pinned? Big Show gets pinned. He's going to get hit with the shell shock, and it's because he's going to be occupied by Miz. And yeah, primetime players versus New Day. Well, the New Day is going to be Big E and Kofi Kingston, obviously. And I see the primetime player. I want the New Day to win. I want them to win. No. Alright, New Day is going to win. And we're going to get the return of the Usos. And they're going to face at SummerSlam. John Cena versus Kevin Owens. John Cena wins. Sorry, Kevin Owens. Sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry, 80 Kevin Owens fans. John Cena is probably going to put that belt up on a dais at some point. Or he's going to lose it to someone else. But he's not losing it to Kevin Owens. The only reason why Kevin Owens got his victory is because it was on a WWE exclusive, network exclusive. They're not going to put his ass on like worldwide pay-per-view and have him beat John Cena. Are you nuts? Randy Orton versus Sheamus. The crowd loses. The crowd loses this match. But if I had to pick one, your Money in the Bank holders always stink. So Randy Orton's going to get this victory. And those are my predictions. Again, R-Truth wins. Roman Reigns wins. Seth Rollins wins. Ryback wins. New Day wins. John Cena wins. Randy Orton wins. And that's going to lead into SummerSlam. Thank you so much for this very tirade Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, starring Peter. No Jake to be found. No one else to do it with. Again, this is in video format if you're listening on Stitcher or on SoundCloud. The link will be below in the description box. And for those who are watching, be sure to hit the button below. If you're on YouTube watching this, hit the subscription button, or you can bookmark pjtwcentral.com. Bookmark that shit. Every week, a video of Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, Peter Talks SmackDown. Those will be on the pjtwcentral.com website. Just bookmark it, go back to it every Wednesday and every Friday or Saturday. If you get an RSS feed, it'll tell you when new content has gone up. You can find me on Twitter under PJTW Central. That's my wrestling account. Ellen Japanese, LINJAPANESE. That is my regular Twitter account. It's also my Instagram, it's my Snapchat, and it's also the SoundCloud account. So Ellen Japanese. Be sure to check me out this either Friday or Saturday for Peter Talks SmackDown. Jake will be back next week. I'm still waiting for Alexa to give me some fucking Dang We Love Divas material. And yeah, I guess tonight is the ESPYs. Today is the slowest day in sports. So yeah, go find something to do. Yeah, get out, run, go grab a beer or something. Until then, I will talk to you next time. Peace.